when Duran scored. When Duran scored. Hang on a minute, stop talking to me, he's about to hit. He's going to lob him! He's lobbed him! Oh! Hello everybody, welcome back to James and Flav for Now. We are with our beloved patrons, of which one is reeling off a heavy defeat. Real heavy flow down at Portsmouth last night. We'll be talking to Mr. Hancock later in today's podcast. And
battered.
And we've got UTFV, who seems quite chipper. And of course, the Queen of the Slugs, Catherine Heap. Fresh, or maybe very dusty, from an epic victory against Bayern München. Three cheers for Villa, isn't it? Yeah?
Is that what we're doing, are we? Is that what we're doing? Actually, I've got a question for you, Jim. I've got a question for you. And this is one for the Villa fans. You should pay close attention to this. Is this what you want, is it? Is this what you want? Widespread adulation and celebration of Aston Villa? Is that what you want? You want to be that club? Right? No big club is adored by the rest of football. You're moving in the wrong direction, right? You need to move in the direction where there is an overall disdain for everything you do. Right. I've turned on TalkSport this morning, and it was the most gut-wrenchingly spewy 2 hours of radio that I've ever listened to.
I've actually
people ringing up saying I'm not even a Villa fan and I loved it.
I've done a video. I've done a video this morning. It's going out any second. Basically, just going, wow, Villa are fucking cool.
Of course they are. That's not where you want to be, Villa fans. You want people willing your failure.
Direction.
You're moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah. You
want people...
This is the problem. That's a great point. So what we're going to do... I want to come back to that. Just want to say, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to rank the very best every football club could do this season. Like the very best. So what is utter dreamland? Because initially we're going to rank who the Premier League contenders are, which I think is a good discussion, right? But then I thought, let's not, I was speaking with that little name drop here. I was chatting with Thomas Frank this week, and he said, I don't like to limit us. I don't like to limit us, and I don't want to limit us. So we're going to go through each team, and because I think you could just go cut off point, they can't win the league. But let's see how close we get to where we can actually open our minds and understand that.
Thomas Frank might not want to limit Brentford, but I want to limit Brentford.
But you mustn't. You mustn't.
But I'm going to. We're literally doing that in this video.
Yeah. Go back to the Villa thing.
What were you going to say? Well, Brentford, if we're not limiting, you say, yeah, of course Brentford can win the league. No, they can't.
But
they can't.
Of
course they can finish in the top six. No, they can't.
Okay.
But not in your wildest dreams.
The parameters are, though, that like at the greatest stretch with everything going your way, because that's something Thomas Frank has said as well in interviews. He's gone, we can't win the league, because the interview was a bit cruel. She went, do you think you can achieve everything you want to achieve here at Brentford as a manager? I mean, fucking hell, like, horrible question.
Shut up.
What do you want me to do?
Fucking shut your mouth.
You've done really well here, love. And like, I don't need that from you. Do you think...
Mate,
James, you come into my house? It's like, that must be amazing for managers. Like Gary Neville did a podcast. I think this is amazing. In the stadium, in Old Trafford, he's just going, should we get the podcast done? He's got to go. He's got to go. You're in his house. It's like someone coming into your house and saying something.
I kind of think like there is this sort of ego around, not ego, but there is Gary Neville particularly, but also Jamie Carragher. They are whether you like it or not, because of their position on Sky Sports, they're the voice of football, right? They're articulating, and they have a lot of power and influence over how people feel. And you could argue they're just being honest, and they have their platform and they can say what they want. But he is, in a way, probably the most influential Man United supporter on the planet. And for him to say something like that is a really powerful... along with Goldbridge. I would say.
Yeah. But I would say just beneath him, alongside Sam Peoples.
And then the Sam Peoples, yeah. God bless Sam Peoples. But do you not think there seems to be this shift? And I don't know if this is something I'm just noticing or if this is actually genuinely happening. But there seems to be a shift from like, fuck the clubs. What's the manager's journey? What can the manager do? if Russell Martin keeps playing this way, fuck Southampton, he'll get another job because of what's happened with Company. And you saw the discrepancy in quality between the managers last night. Now, I've been banging the Company drum for a long time. I wanted him at Tottenham.
Hey, you're a Company man.
But Emery, I am a Company man. Emery, there was one world-class manager out there yesterday, I thought. It wasn't Vincent Company.
Yeah. Let's spew, shall we? He is outstanding. Because I think with all the...
Yeah, but how much can he achieve at Villa, though, Jim?
Yeah.
Like,
So
how long before he gets
you think you're moving forwards. You're just getting to the bend, aren't you? It's like Leicester City. I can't believe we're in the Champions League. Oh, that's it, is it? Oh. You're turning round. Then
so there's a Villa. They're driving along. They get to the bend, and round the bend is a managerless Manchester City.
yeah. It's a sign. Big sign. 2 miles ahead. Manager, Pep's decided to retire. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm having a back and forth with a bloke called Ray who responds to everything, responds to stuff that if I talk to you on Twitter, like you mentioned about, send me anything about Ten Hag that isn't what can Man United fix that isn't Ten Hag out, right? But it's along those lines, isn't it?
Right.
So I just as a joke said, "We've got to go, Jim. We've got to go."
Yeah.
He went, "They'll be saying that being Postecoglou when Man United goes." And I'm like, Ray, we've literally talked about this. We've done this conversation at least 3 times on Twitter. We can't do this again. He went, "I'll be back on Sunday. I'll be back on Sunday."
Was that what he said?
Yeah.
It's like Twitter's a real place. Meet me.
No, but I don't know if he's joking or not, but I like it. I'll be back on Sunday to do this again. Is that right?
There's a bit, right? What's a football conversation we haven't had? That would be great for all of us, I think.
Mate,
you're saying we've had this
if in the comments
before,
you can come up with a talking point that hasn't been discussed on YouTube before.
Yeah, that would be great.
And it can't be niche enough that we don't know, like the Bolivian third division. Obviously, we can't help with that. But come up with something that we haven't talked about before. That's good, Jim.
Thank you. I actually on that actually. Do you know, I've got it on me. This is how sad I am. Sometimes I'll screenshot stuff thinking that could be something. And do you know what popped into my head? I don't know even why it popped into my head, but it was. I started thinking. Do you know what it was? I thought about Manuel Neuer. Do you know what? That's it. Kimmich headed the ball back to Manuel Neuer, and I thought, how many times have those two lined up together, right? And then I thought, which 2 players have played together the most? Because I wonder if Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer must have played. And that's what I find quite interesting with that is that although they've both played together so many times, the amount of times they've passed to each other is obviously a lot less. And then I started thinking, which 2 players have passed the ball to each other the most in world football? So I've got.
It's got to be Gary Neville and David Beckham.
That is a good
shout. Was Beckham not there long enough?
Because Gary was very submissive to David. For those of us old enough, will remember that Gary Neville. The reason it's called the overlap is because Gary Neville was known as one of the best crossers in the league. He's a very, very good crosser of the ball.
Great crosser, yeah.
You know, Google England versus Scotland, first goal. So it's a lovely overlap from Gary Neville across to the back stick. And Alan Shearer does the rest. But once Beckham wholeheartedly had arrived, I remember going. My dad worked for a company in Manchester, and he said he got tickets for a game against Olympiacos. Juan Sebastian Veron was fantastic. But I remember watching Gary Neville and thinking, he's not played anything apart from a 5-yard pass. Now, I'm not having a go at Gary Neville. What an incredible career he's had. But he did pass the ball to David Beckham a lot. So I've got question for the comments. Don't Google it because it's good fun. But I've got I've got loads actually. Top 20. All people who played over 200 games. Are there any Tottenham ones in there? I don't think there is. Not a single Tottenham one over 224 games.
Kane and Son never played 220 games together, surely?
Oh, yeah, no, it's Stuart, Harry Kane and Hugo Lloris 225 times in the Premier League. That's your only one.
Fair.
Top 5. Can you guys guess the top 5? But yeah, in terms of passes, I reckon it's. Is it Iniesta and Xavi? Or is it a centre-back to a midfielder?
No, it's going to be 2 central midfielders or a centre-back to a midfielder. I think
something like centre-back to centre-back, no?
Possibly. I think any you got to be looking at. Is this just your Premier League only?
That's all I could find. But yeah,
right. I mean, but you'd look at anywhere Pep Guardiola's been.
Yeah, Busquets and Messi. Sort of
Busquets, and then the Spanish. Does it that count because they played in Spain together? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Good shout.
Are we going to give Villa any props or just not talk about it?
Nah, let's give him some props. No,
I'm sick to death.
Bad. I sort of earmarked book. Earmarking or are we bookmarking? I circled that one when I was looking through the fixtures. I said, "Oh, do you know what? I bloody love. I'd love to sit down and watch that because it was a bit like Newcastle PSG. I thought, go heading into the game, but then yeah, as you say, in terms of 2 managers, Emery's just a joke because the fact that they're as comfortable as they were, generally, obviously, Emi Martinez needs to make a few saves without the ball.
Big saves though, massive saves,
huge saves. Bit of you and Emi Martinez. Is he a bit of you? Be honest. I think he's for Vicario. You would, wouldn't you? Because he's a shit house as well.
Well, Vicario's not a shit house. He's a bit mad.
No, Emi's a shit house. I think you'd like it.
Look, if you're comparing both of them at the moment, obviously Martinez, yeah, because he's won a World Cup and he's playing Champions League football, and he made 3 huge saves against. Yeah, you have to say Martinez.
No, but do you like it? Would you like him? You'd like to have him over Vicario?
I like Vicario.
He's talking to me. You're talking to me. We're not on the overlap now.
Well, hang on a second. You're asking me a question. I'm giving you my answer.
We just unplug Tottenham for a second here. Come on. Emi Martinez is a bit of you. He's a bit of you. He's a wind-up. And I get you slightly aroused, and you'd take him over Vicario. Come on. You'd swap him, right?
He's a specimen as well, isn't he, in the box? He's a big lad as well, which is Vicario, isn't. Yeah, look, he's a better keeper than Vicario at the moment.
Okay. The one problem I've got with him...
Great saves.
Is the line in his hair. Why is he doing that?
No, it looks like a knob. He's got the wrong face for it.
Well, he's not 8.
He's got the wrong face for it.
He's not 8.
He's not 8 years old.
I just think some things you just shouldn't be doing, really.
Well, he'd done it and he's gone, yeah.
I think don't know why he's got this voice. I think that looks... Guys, does that look all right? And he's probably just shithoused someone. And that one or shithoused, like, the lads doing penalties. They've just done penalties. And then after training, I went, oh, by the way, guys, let me take this hat off. What do you think of this line? And they're thinking, this is our chance to get him back. And they've gone, really nice, Emi. Really, really nice. Stick with that. But yeah, big save. Big saves. Do you know when he went down with his hamstring as well at the end?
Yeah, that's what he does.
They need to find... How do you get around that? That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the game, right?
Sorry, mate. Ollie Sage says he's like the Hannah Waddingham of keepers. A rousing flap. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hannah
Waddingham. Google.
Oh yeah, wow. I am because I haven't looked at her for a bit.
Yeah, just stared. At
she's just blossomed. The older she gets, she's 50 years old. Show me her when she's 60. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. When she really ripens.
So this, I mean, it was a fantastic performance by Aston Villa, and all that matters at this stage is winning, right?
Yeah.
You knew that Bayern Munich were going to control the majority of the game, and the players they had on the pitch, obviously, that was always going to be the case. It's about, can Villa nullify that? And they did, by and large. There was a couple of opportunities that you're always going to give up against a team that good. And they just faced up to everything. And when they got their opportunity, and it was barely an opportunity, like I would love to see the XG on that goal. It couldn't have been high because of the position that he took it in. He didn't. He hit it on the first time, if I remember rightly. Neuer, for what was considered to be one of the best keepers in the world, if not the best. I don't know if that is still the case. Yeah, that was atrocious. He might as well just not have been there.
But that's his thing, isn't it? He's sort of the sweeper keeper, isn't he? So he's always kind of like off his line.
He got it wrong, big time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you know what as well? I feel like, as I say, I've just done a video on it because I was like, you got to be doing videos about that. Do you know what I mean?
course you have. You celebrate. There's going to be loads of little Villa fans going, "Oh, look how good it is!"
Yeah.
Fucking makes me sick. Makes me fucking sick, Jim.
But what I did say in the video was that Ollie Watkins. I saw this great thing on Twitter, and it was I saw this great thing on Twitter, and it was about like Ollie Watkins, bit sort of like Ramsdale, isn't it? Like when he's done all the hard yards for the team, and then he has to come off, and everyone's going, "This Jhon Duran guy is great." Like, yeah, that's fine the first time, but we keep scoring. It's like, take the draw, to be honest.
Yeah, stop doing that now, John.
That will. There's definitely.
What is? Because
he's definitely getting annoyed by that, Watkins. Just will be, wouldn't you? He just will be.
I didn't know a lot about him. Yeah, I didn't know a lot about him. I actually knew almost nothing about him until the summer when he was going to West Ham. I was like, all right. He even did the Irons thing, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a good.
And then there was like actually not a lot going, and not only that, he's going to come off the bench and just score screamers all season.
Yeah.
At what point does he get a start? Drop Ollie Watkins?
What's he got to do? Well, is it one where is this the perfect scenario? Because I think people were talking about Watkins being, you could start to have the Harry Kane conundrum, which is that you've got such a clear first striker there, and he's always available, that you're not going to be able to attract a second guy. But what?
No, but they've got that backup striker that Spurs never had. You know, we didn't have a Duran.
Yeah, the thing I'm struggling with is I need to see him have. I know it sounds ridiculous. I need to see him have a run of 10 games, like starting, because I think football's different. When you come on with 30 minutes to go, people are starting to tire. You are electric and direct. I think that's a great marriage, and he just hits everything. Hits everything. Like, if you think of the goals he scored this season, they're not like they're sort of they're outrageous.
He's averaging. He sounded very brummy then. Outrageous.
I think I'm just getting into it, Flo. I really want to get on the guys.
What was the sound that came out of Villa Park, James? What was the sound that came out?
When Duran scored. Hang on a minute, stop talking to me, he's about to hit. He's going to lob him. He's lobbed him. He scored. He's only got, guys, he's lobbing him now. Go. Yeah, goal. It's not go. It's go. That's why is it not?
You're on dodgy ground here.
Am I? I'm in trouble. You get in trouble.
Well, you know, you're. This is no. You can say whatever you like about people from Midlands, I think.
But people take the piss out of everyone's accent. I saw this thing on it's that comedy show. What's it called? It's the one where like they roast people, and they were roasting this guy in the crowd doing the British accent, taking the piss out of it.
Yeah, that was.
It turns out he's an amazing producer. Kill Tony?
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Clips going around. Kill Tony. Yeah, clips going around. I can't stand that guy. I fucking can't stand him. Just drives me up the wall.
Really?
Anyway, what was I was in the middle of something? What was we talking about? Yes, it's Duran. Like, what does he do? They do. He's scored a goal every 50 minutes since this season. He's got 6 in 9, which is sensational. But eventually, he's like, in the same way at Spurs, like Ollie Watkins is undroppable. You cannot drop him, right? He is the guy.
Yeah.
Duran is also the guy. So he needs to be used in every opportunity that he can possibly be used. And like Catherine said, he's happy, right? Because what is it? He's signed. I'm just looking on transfer market now. He's signed in January 2023 for £16 million.
Yep.
Euros. So it wasn't insignificant amount of money. So he's got to be willing to buy his time. And what he's creating right now is he's putting himself up on a. Is he putting himself in the window?
Well,
at me.
I would say, no one. Look, you know, as two people that had to do a series for Snickers during the January transfer window, not much happens in January. Let's listen to us. Take that on board.
Not a lot.
But if I was a Villa owner, I would be really keen to sell Jhon Duran.
If he continues like this until January, they could make a fucking fortune.
Sell him though, right? Sell him.
Yeah, you keep him this season and you sell him in the summer, not January. Unless you think actually he can overtake Ollie Watkins, but I can't see a world where that's going to happen. So they've got an asset there that they didn't realise they had. Well, they knew they had actually because West Ham wanted, but it could if he bags 20 goals in all comp, he's got 6 already. If he bags 20 goals in all comp coming off the bench,
30 minutes a game, 30 minutes tops.
Yeah, and he was starting the League Cup, and did they go out of the League Cup? I can't remember what happened, but these periphery games, and when you get to the Champions League, it looks like they're going to qualify in the top 8 for the Champions League. They won their first 2. They've got games against who they got coming up? Not like the scariest games on earth.
Well, Man United this weekend.
They've got Man United. I'm talking about the in the Champions League in terms of qualifying and managing that competition. Villa are in a really enviable position now because of those 2 wins in the first 2 game weeks, the match days.
Yeah,
they're in a position where they can start to think about how they can control
Bologna.
The impact on their squad.
Yeah, Bologna next.
Bologna next away, is it?
Away, yep.
This isn't the same Bologna as last year. They've sold
still in the EFL Cup. Got Bruges away, not bad. Juventus at home. Got some cracking home games. Bayern Munich, Bologna, and Juventus at home.
Can you see them losing those games? I don't.
Juventus are looking good this year. Yeah, I mean that's another discussion. Is the sort of, I think they really missed Musiala and they didn't take their chances, did they? And you had Emi Martinez there. That made a massive difference. But Watkins was making life very difficult for Upamecano. It's just one of those ones. I don't know. The point I was going to say was like, when there's always this debate between, definitely a conversation with that, Premier League and other leagues and sort of the difference between the two. Because Bayern Munich have looked amazing. Looked absolutely amazing. But is it just Aston Villa specifically, or is it is the Premier League just crazy strong? I think.
Yeah, I think it is. It's why Arsenal are considered. Arsenal are considered their third favourites.
Are they third favourites? Really?
Yeah, but then you look at it and you think, well, who's better than Arsenal in Europe, really? Yeah. And it's you could argue Real Madrid. You could argue perhaps Manchester.
They lost to Lille.
It's
a great game, Flav. It's a wonderful game we've got here, and we're very lucky. Villa, though. So, what do you think? Is this sustainable? I mean, the average age was 27. Yeah. Oh, something I didn't say in that video. I'm really annoyed I didn't know. They were missing Kamara, Mings, and McGinn. So in terms of your experienced dudes.
Yeah,
that's 3 of your experienced dudes.
When you say is it sustainable, what is it? Is it? It's sustainable means are they going to get out of the Champions League group? Yes.
No,
in the top 8.
Is this Aston Villa now? That's what I'm saying.
No, and the reason why is that they generate about £300 million a year in revenue.
Is that not enough?
It's not enough. Legitimately not enough.
We are literally playing different sports, the team I support and the team you support.
I know.
Different sport.
Good result last night.
2 nights ago, yeah. Played well. Played well against Hull. It's just not clicking yet.
What's happening for Fuentes, the guy or not?
Signed a new long-term deal. Don't you worry about Marty. He's just fine, okay? It's not him.
All right. I'm not worried about him. I'm wondering if you're worried about him.
I'm not worried about him. I'm like, I walked away from a game 3-1, could have lost 5-1, could have won 4-3. We're popping it about.
James, we need more people like you. More football fans like you. You're 20th in the Championship. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable.
Do you know what, though? But this is like the Man United, my perspective of Man United is maybe different to others. When they got they sort of chuck the trophy thing in there. I've got to do Saturday Social on Saturday, obviously. And we're talking about Man United currently, but it might change. And do you do this now? I'm starting to think, what am I going to get hammered for? Like, what's going to be on Twitter and you're going to get hammered for with Saturday Social? That feels like that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
You get hammered I get hammered every single time I go on there. And
me talking about Man United makes me think I'll get hammered for something because they go, to keep you off. But the thing that I will get hammered for, but I'll absolutely say it with my chest, is the trophies aren't as important as the performances. Performances are more important than the trophies because you're more likely to get.
Don't say that.
You're more likely to get a whole.
Don't say it like that.
Okay, it'll come out. It comes out, but like,
yeah,
for longevity at the top end.
Oh, at Man United. I thought you were talking generally. Of course, at Man United, these performances mean much more than that FA Cup win because you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I weirdly, and this is contradictory. It's like I think it's okay. I think it was okay to stick with Ten Hag in summer. I think it's absolutely fine to. But
you know how I feel
you've
about
got
that.
to see. Sam said it this week. He said you've got, and I totally agree. You've got to see a Man United 2.0. We needed to see it, and we're not seeing it. Like even if you're losing, can you go? Well, we cut them up like 4 times. We're just going to really take our chances. We're not seeing that.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's that makes sense because this is a conversation we've been having at Spurs. In the first Spurs fan base is
it's the other way around.
The results not there, but you can see something, right? You can see what we're doing. You can just stick with it. It might not work, but let's just see because you can see it. Whereas United, you don't know what they're doing, and he's. I'm not going to have another Ten Hag conversation because I can't keep saying the same things over and over again. But just from that game in isolation, he is using the sending off. I'm interested to see what you think actually, because I feel like I'm the only one that feels like it was a red card. Even everyone on the podcast can. That was very harsh. Anyway, he's using the red card, but he's also using that spell in the second half, about 15 minutes, where they went for it a little bit.
Yeah. No, not
and that's not enough.
No,
that isn't enough.
Thing as well, right? I remember when I played for a team, we played a league that we were just not. When I was at Cobham, we weren't good enough, and so you'd start every game and you'd be under the cosh, and you'd go 2-0 down. This would happen quite often, and then when you went 2-0 down, they stopped. The opposition stopped, and you sort of were like scrabbling. And going for it somewhat, and you might get 1, you might get 2, and you might pinch a draw, whatever it might be, or even if you lost 2-1, but you're kind of like, oh, we were going for it. We were, such a better second half, and if we do that second half, it's a false economy, I believe. I remember thinking just like, well, no, they stopped. They absolutely they're sort of you've got something to defend. It's like, yeah. So I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Can I put something to you?
No one. Go on.
I think that the sort of furore around it is for a lot of different reasons, but a reason that no one's talking about is because it was Tottenham, and they think they look at you guys and generally in a bit of a, well, it's Tottenham. There is that sort of general feeling, and I think that is something that they can't cope with on a different level to getting pumped by Liverpool. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would agree with it. And the reaction to getting beat by your rivals should be much more severe than losing the game against Tottenham. They could be furious, but they were destitute. And because there is this feeling, for good reason, because you're talking decades of dominance back when they were in their kind of, Gary Neville was playing there, but a lot of Man United fans ended up supporting United through that period and are now grown up and having to deal with what they're dealing with now. And their idea of what Spurs is and their idea of what Man United is, one's there and one's there. Yeah. And there is no world where Tottenham Hotspur can go there, even though we've won there 4 times in the last 10 years or so. Yeah. It's I think we have actually. That might be completely wrong. But anyway, I feel like I'm doubting myself as soon as I said it. Anyway, but that's the way they view it. And so for Spurs to go there and dominate them in the way they did. And by the way, it was a complete fucking domination. Like we went there from minute 1 and just battered them.
The other thing I wanted to add into that mix is it's the mix of exactly what you said, the kind of like the understandable illusion that you have. For example, I think Chelsea and QPR are rivals. Chelsea fans don't. That's not reality. That's a sort of an illusion that's kind of was formed when I was a child and is still here, right? And with Man United, so that's where you're right in terms of I think the understanding of football and then the reality is one thing. The second thing I think is bubbling under the surface, which is different to Liverpool, is I think the jealousy that is chucked in there when you see a performance like that with a manager that is as inspiring as that in whatever way you want to, categorise why he's inspirational. Erik Ten Hag, for all the bits that you thought were like, oh, like Dutch, great football, all that stuff, the inspiration, which I think is a massive part of how you play, but also how you stay in a game when it's going against you. I think there's just a massive... That's what people are going... They're like, their computer is sort of breaking down in their mind, because it's like, they're not just beating us, they're beating us with a squad that is the same, if not worse, and players that we probably turn our nose up at, and they played us off the park. Played us.
Yeah.
That's that miss.
I mean...
But no one's talking about that.
No. Well, there was this conversation. Connor O'Reilly in the chat has just said something interesting there, because I remember a conversation when he joined, and I can't remember it coming. It might have been a Dutch pundit, or it might have been. I've got a mate called Kel. He's a big Ajax fan. I talk to him quite often about football, and it may have been him. I'm not sure where it came from, but someone said his personality is going to be an issue. Like the spotlight that you are under when he was at Ajax, it's one thing, massive club, but Ajax are kind of to some degree seen like the darlings of Dutch football. But there were times where you're expecting him to say and behave in a certain way, and he just didn't do it. And his inability to communicate properly with the press was a big issue. And he said, add Man United to that mixture in his personality, he felt like the job was too big for Ten Hag. It was just he wasn't the right personality fit. And Connor says here, he says, I think Ten Hag has great ideas, but his biggest issue is his personality. He can't communicate his ideas to players in English anyway. And Connor's a United fan, so for him to say something like that 3 years after that was said to me, kind of alarm bells there a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I just pick Catherine up on something quickly?
This will go out after the Porto game, so they might thump Porto 4-0, and then there you go, 3 cheers for
probably
for Erik.
Can I just pick Catherine up on something?
Yeah.
She said earlier, Bayern Munich are the best team she's ever seen play at Villa Park. I think it's along those lines. Bayern Munich were one of the best teams I've seen at Villa Park. Not necessarily true, is it, Catherine? Can I just cast you back to last season at Villa Park around March time, where Tottenham Hotspur turned up and dicked you 4-0? I think that was the best team you've seen at Villa Park, Catherine. If you're being honest with yourself.
Dicked you. Funny that, isn't it? I never really focused on that as a phrase. We just got dicked. Dicked. I'm going to dick you.
It's great, isn't it? Because what does it actually mean? It means that someone's put...
Someone's
put a will. It's just been dicked.
Are you getting hit with the dick, or?
No, it's not that. I think it's much more sexual than that. Right. I think like you're walking along, Jim, and you're like, "Oh, what's that? Fuck, I've just been dicked."
Yeah. Oh, I've just been dicked. Anyway, let's move on from that rapidly.
Oh, no, here it comes. McKennie got sent off. Yes, he got sent off. We did it. He couldn't cope with the onslaught of pressure.
Right. I want to talk about this. I've got a big Jim Laugh award, but I'm going to save that because this is the current Premier League table. Liverpool top. Ooh. They changed their badge, didn't they? Anyway. So what I want to do is, Villa are on, they're flying right now, right? And we like to be positive on the channel. I know you love to be positive, Flav. So what I was thinking, I was going to figure out who are the Premier League contenders this season, and we're sort of allowing a stretch, we're allowing a miracle. We're allowing people to believe. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got relegation spots, 18 to 20. That is the best. That is the best they can aim for. So I don't think anyone should be in there.
No, I think you should get rid of that one.
Yeah, I can't. So just sit there quietly. So be quiet.
Who made this?
I found it quickly because I had 2 minutes spare.
Right.
Okay. Because I had a different one, but it said it was 24, 25, but it had a Burnley logo. Lower mid-table.
What's wrong with that?
Well, they're not in the league, are they?
All right. Well, will you just try a bit harder, Jim?
Yeah, it is.
Work harder.
Okay. Higher mid-table, Europa Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, Champions. So, let's not mess about. Going to be quite quick fire here, Flav. I just want to I think we're allowed sort of 5-second pause to sit.
Okay, let's start with South. Can we start with? Are we doing the top first, or we go Southampton first?
Yeah, Southampton's fine. Start with Southampton.
Best they can get is 18th, the very best, unless they sack Russell Martin right now. Right now, sack him right now.
Why are you against him? Why against Russell Martin?
Because do you know why I'm against him? Do you know why I'm against him, Jim? Because he won't change. He will keep playing the same football, even though he knows it's going to relegate the football club. And the fans have to sit through that all season because he's too stubborn to change. And do you know why he's too stubborn to change? Because he's looked at company and gone, I know what happens. A bigger club will believe in my ideas and say, if we give him better players, I'll get a better job. And fuck Southampton. That's why they should get rid of him.
I feel like you're projecting. I also think you're being a hypocrite. I watched this thing with Russell Martin. He was saying, do you know who his favourite manager is?
Postecoglou.
Correct. Because he sticks by his guns, he plays one way, and the best plan B is a great plan A. Now, is that true? No. But could it be? Yes. And you are a hypocrite. Shame on you.
Look, but it's fine with us because we can afford to do it. Southampton can't. Go direct or you go down.
Love that. Can someone get a picture of Flav, like pointing? Can you just hang on? Wait. Can we just get you pointing at the camera?
Go direct or go down.
It's like an insurance company thing. Go direct or go down. Thing as well, right? We're talking about fallacies, right? This sort of like, Southampton, Russell Martin's not good enough. His squad's like crap in comparison to others. So he's working with different produce.
Earn your right to do it, Jim. Get in the Premier League, stay in the Premier League, build a squad that's capable of playing your football. Am I being too harsh?
I think you're being a little bit too harsh. What we might have to do is what you think is the best possible and what I think is best possible. And guys, you write down where you think as well. Let me find it. Here we go. I think if it all came together, Southampton could sneak 12. Not having it.
No.
Okay.
All right, you do what you want, Jim. But I'm saying 18th.
Okay. Do you know what we'll do?
What happened to 5 seconds?
Yeah, true. What we'll do is we'll say from here in, we'll say the number where the best they can finish. You'll say yours. I'll say mine. Okay. We'll chat about it for a second. And meanwhile, the chat will decide on which one gets it. So for Southampton, maybe I'm being punchy.
Can I just say also, Jack is being very
Yeah.
Jack is being very very chipper he's just been slapped by relegation-threatened Stoke City. So maybe a little bit less from you, Jack, today, please.
Popped onto Sky Sports News for a second, and the 6th goal had gone in the 53rd minute, Jack. Excited to hear your spin on that, because Barry Massinho's the next coming of Russell Martin. Well, he's not.
Are we getting him in for a hot take if we can get this done quick?
Yeah, we will do. Oh, we need to move. Right, we need
Southampton.
to move. Sorry. Okay, so Southampton. Do you know what? We'll take it in turns. You go first.
Lower mid.
Okay. Right.
Lower mid.
Next up, let's go newly promoted teams. Ipswich. Higher mid-table.
Lower mid.
You think lower mid? I get this one.
The maximum. Okay, all right. I got you.
Okay.
I was impressed with Delap the other day against Villa.
8 to 12. 8 to 12. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, if it all comes together. McKenna's a genius. Go on. Who's next? Go
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Go on then.
Bournemouth. I'm going to say Europa Conference League.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Tom Jordan.
Maximum.
Do you know what?
He doesn't even turn up to watch anymore, Tom Jordan. Fuck Tom Jordan.
I know.
Where is he?
I don't know. It's heartbreaking, I'll be honest. Do you know what's Bournemouth now is what someone needs to do in the footballing world is they need to hate Bournemouth. Everyone's like, good team, Bournemouth. Do you know what's a safe thing to say to make you kind of look like you know what you're talking about? You go, good team, Bournemouth. Someone needs to turn on them. And you're the man to do it for that.
United? Areola? United?
Hey, I think it's him or Amorim.
United? Areola?
Amorim likes a back three.
Amorim?
Ange?
Yeah, Amorim? Ange?
Right, let's power on. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Arsenal. Well, let's get rid of Arsenal, United, City because we know the answer's there. There's no jeopardy there, is there? Put them up.
What they could do it. Arsenal, City.
Yes, Arsenal could do it, and so could Manchester City.
Right.
So could Liverpool.
Agreed.
All right, now then we have to be serious.
Okay, right. We'll do one each. Right, Leicester. Leicester, lower mid-table for me. That is the best they can do. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. And Cooper, if Cooper lasts the season, I'll be amazed. And I like him.
I don't know if I told you a lot, but I was on TalkSport, some big fucking deal, right? And I was on TalkSport, TalkSport 2, right, to be fair. But and we're talking about this. So to get your take on this. Maresca, you could argue, is a better fit for Chelsea than Steve Cooper is for Chelsea. Yeah. But Steve Cooper is a better fit for this Leicester in this season than Maresca was for Leicester this season. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I disagree.
So Maresca would have kept him up and Steve Cooper's got less chance?
I think
Maresca would have been exposed to the same issues
but I think you open your mind, mate. I think this is weird. This is weird that you can't open your mind to this because Ange's going.
Going by the evidence. Going by the evidence.
Go and have some fun. Like that's what he's done, and it creates more chances. So he scores more goals. Keeps morale a little bit higher. Concedes more, sure, but they're great, exciting games, and you give yourself a chance of winning points. I think Maresca would have done better with Leicester than Cooper is, and Cooper's a good manager. Okay. Right, Newcastle United, interesting. Could they win it?
No.
Just give yourself a chance. If it all comes together, Isak's flying, Gourmares, the back four get back to former glories. Tonali turns out he's put some money on it, and it looks like he might. And he seems to his levels seem to go up. Is there any world? Remember, Leicester won the league. Any world where Newcastle can win the league?
No.
I think they can.
Well, if you're putting Newcastle there, you got to put Villa there, and you got to put Tottenham.
Right, now we're cooking. Fine. Villa can win the league. So Spurs can win the league.
No, they can't.
You can. Why not? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't? You just smashed Man United. Played real.
Do you know how difficult it is just to beat Manchester City? To be that consistent.
I'm just saying.
We've already lost two games. We've lost 2 games.
Join me over here. Join me over here in a place where people dream. Okay?
All right.
The thing I wonder with Villa, as I said all along, is the Champions League, is that going to emotionally drain them? Let's find out. Okay? But are they a team that is capable of winning the league? I know people are saying I'm high. What I'm saying you're low. That's what I'm saying. You lot are low.
Yeah.
Just open your mind.
Where would you want to be? Do you want to be high or low? It's better being high, surely.
Thank you. I'm basking in the... Ask that Bayern Munich fan they cut to briefly. And thank God cut away from. Okay? Sometimes you need to get high. And I am basking in the glory of Aston Villa's victory. And with that, I'm allowing myself to dream. Would it be... I'm talking utterly impossible. Maybe I've not made myself clear here. We all just no. It's a Thursday. We're nearly at the weekend. This will be out on a Friday. Let's now nearly the weekend. Can we just enjoy ourselves? Tottenham could win the league.
Yeah. I think at some point we could probably do another conversation where we, you put in people that could finish in that Champions League 2 to 4 because really that's one spot, and you got Newcastle, Villa, Tottenham, Chelsea, United.
Chelsea could win the league.
Brighton.
Chelsea could win the league.
Yeah. All of those teams competing for one Champions League spot is ridiculous. I know that's not the conversation. No, Chelsea could win the league. Yes, they've been impressive. Have you seen Chelsea's fixtures after this weekend?
They're tough.
Let me just quickly reel them off. No, it's not just tough. It's sensationally tough.
Have you seen Liverpool's fixtures?
Do you know what I'm thinking about? Liverpool, not Chelsea. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Right. Theirs is mental. Is it Real Madrid?
It's all sorts. It's crazy. Hang on. Let's find it quickly. Do you know what's funny? Last week I was searching some of the sea, and Cassandra from Wayne's World was one of my search terms, which you spoke about on the mailbag, and someone commented. I was
Cassandra.
And her name was Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Right. Palace.
Right.
Chelsea. Leipzig. Arsenal.
Leipzig away.
Brighton in the EFL Cup, Brighton so it'll rest everyone.
Brighton.
Then Brighton again. Leverkusen.
Villa. Southampton's easy.
Do you know how people's voice changes? So when they're doing what we've just done there, they go Brighton, Leverkusen, Villa, Southampton. They go down, don't they? Southampton.
Yeah. And then...
Real Madrid. Again, something you don't have to deal with.
Real Madrid?
No, then Man City.
Manchester City?
Whoa.
Then Newcastle away?
Then Everton. Wow. Everton! Girona, Fulham. Tottenham? Leicester. Such a thing, mate. I hear that my whole life.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, then they got QPR, which is a win. Why don't you shut up? Right. Brentford. I would say I don't even think they could get Conference League with the squad. They've not got the fullbacks. High mid-table is the best they can do. Palace.
Yeah.
It's all calmed down a bit with Palace, isn't it? How's Daniel?
Not good. He sent me a text after the game and went, I'm not sure where we're going. I'm not sure what's happening.
Mate. Daniel, for as smart as he is with Palace, I think he's a little bit flip-floppy.
Of course. No, he can't. I think he'd admit that. He would. He looks at his. He looks. He can't remove the emotion because he loves football, but Palace is obviously like all of us, so he cannot. He struggles to separate. Like I'm viewing Palace and going, it'll be fine, and he's like, it won't be fine, kind of thing. Fulham, very good this season, haven't been?
Champions League. Why not?
Did you look? Did you look at? Do you see statistically? If you include XG against and XG for, Fulham should be third.
There we go. They are so fun. They're really good fun. They could finish Champions League. So many of these squads are stacked. Let them dream. Palace, where you put them? Conference League? Could they sneak into 7th?
I don't think so. I think the start's been so bad. They haven't got a point. They haven't won a game yet, so I'm going to say high mid-table is maximum.
Okay. Brighton. Could they win it?
No. They're too open, Jim.
They are a little bit too open.
If you want to watch a game of football that's fun to watch Spurs and Brighton on Sunday.
They could absolutely get Champions League. Absolutely get it. But yeah, something I think almost belief. I think would stop them from getting there. Right, who's next? Forest, doing well. Pinch of Europa League.
Yeah, doing well.
Go on, lads.
Defensively sound. Go on then.
Chris Wood up top, banging the goals in. Wolves.
Oh, you called it.
High mid-table. Don't think
they're so much better than that. They've been battered this season, but they're so much better than what you're seeing. Like they don't deserve to be bottom of the league.
Their fixtures are horrible. They have been horrible so far. I think let's look.
And
we've always from day one backed Gary O'Neill, and I'm not going to stop now.
Yeah, love Gary O'Neill.
But yeah, high mid-table at best. Everton, high mid-table. Can't see him getting past 8th. That's you're living in a dream.
Everton, 18th, down.
What's down?
Down.
Someone clip this and then to Bazir.
Put them bum. Yeah.
Guy's fuming.
Down.
Toffee's
going down. Down. Toffee's going down.
West Ham.
Mate, they won't go down. Do you know why they won't go down? Because they've got the league's most underrated player behind Kulusevski, Dwight McNeil.
Jonathan, did you see the tweet that went viral? He said he is the... Oh, God. Oh, who is it? He's the... Oh, fuck. Someone knows, don't they? The tweet... They basically went, he is the blah, blah, blah. Of... No, that's it. He's the... Oh, he's the Mark Albrighton of... Oh, I can't remember it. Someone will know it.
I know.
Terrible podcasting. Someone find him for me, for God's sake.
Someone did find when I tweeted online. I tweeted on Twitter saying I tweeted on X. It was Dwight McNeil was one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, and then they clipped up the bit where you were saying we were talking about Dwight McNeil when he was at Burnley, and I was like, I've never heard of him.
Really? Oh dear. Oh, there you go. Dwight McNeil is the Olivier Giroud of Mark Albrighton's. Does that make sense? Takes a second, but if you really deep it, it does make sense. He's the Olivier Giroud of Mark Goldbridge. There you go. West Ham. They won. Them and Man United. The struggles they're having. Like I think you said this. They won the transfer window. Never win the transfer window. Unwritten rule of football.
No, they're struggling at the moment. They're turning on Lopetegui as well, aren't they?
Yeah, sharp.
It just feels like the mood. Is it the fans that are turning on him, or is it just the mood is turning towards him?
She's not doing well, are they? Yeah, simple as that, really. I think they're expected to win more games.
Could they go down?
Stop! You're doing this the wrong way round again. Stop it.
Yeah, but we're talking about West Ham.
Go on a crazy run, Conference League, probably all we can dream of. Only 6 games, though. And we finish off with Manchester United. What is the bet? So slow down, take a second, rinse away all the negativity that you've got. What is the best? It all starts to kick into gear. We beat Porto. There's a siege mentality. Things are happening here. Villa, what? Hot off a win against Bayern Munich at home. They slapped them 2-0. I'm starting to see it now. Where can Man United dream to?
Higher mid-table. I think they're in the right place there. Because they're 13th. James, they're 13th. Right? That's better than where they are. They could be 8th. They could finish 8th. Is there a world where United playing as best as they can finishes 8th in the league? Nah.
Fair play.
So we've also said the best
they'll always do. They fall upwards, don't they? And they'll fall upwards into the Conference League somehow. But high mid-table fine.
James, can we just highlight the fact that we believe the best that Everton can achieve this season
is relegation.
Going down.
That's something you've said.
Down. Toffee's going down.
Boing, 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 down. It's just a bit fun.
Let's get Jack in.
Right, yeah, Hancock in you get. By the way, I didn't want to touch on Jim's Big Laugh Award. I'm just going to read this out as you come in, Jack. And we've got to be quick, Jack. A lot of just constant comments about... Actually, I'll save it for another week because I know we're tight on time. But I did see there were so many messages to me being rattled about not being able to use Premier League footage like this season. It was a great sign of our community that I thought, I could just sort of be vulnerable with them. No.
I did really wonder how
people that really love it,
how that was.
We'll hammer you for it. And I enjoyed it. It was hilarious. Honestly, there's about 30 of them. Right, Hancock, are you here?
Yes, unfortunately, after last night.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that was? That's you. That's karma.
That's you.
You going after Russell Martin.
Well, in a way, John Moutinho is a new Russell Martin in that we both haven't won a game this season.
Yeah. What you get, Jack?
It was bleak. It was very bleak.
Did you go?
No, God, no. I watched it on Sky, it's the single worst Portsmouth performance I've ever seen, ever.
There must have been more. There must have been worse last season.
We won the league last season,
mate.
Jack. At least you were on Sky, though. That's good.
Powered on.
Jack, at least you was on Sky. That's nice.
Well, yeah, everyone's on Sky these days, isn't it? So
it's good on. Not everyone.
Don't
not
you
everyone.
dare bite.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's like losing your virginity to a prostitute. Like, it doesn't really count, does it? Because everyone's doing it.
Does that count? That's a good question. I guess it does count. No, right, that's it. Okay.
No, let that one sit.
Yeah.
Great podcasting.
Good. All right. So, good. Previously called Hancock's Hot Take. Mork 1988 says, how about we call it Hancock's Hand Grenade? Just a thought. 14 likes on that. Someone else replied, change it or we riot. So put that to the people. How do you feel about that, Hancock? Are you happy with Hancock's Hand Grenade?
Yeah.
I mean, we are but a vessel to the people. So whatever they say,
very nice.
It sticks on this podcast.
It does seem to. So, last week, Tom Hardy. Some people, I saw one comment, people were fuming at the Roger Moore take, but okay with the Tom Hardy take. So it was a mixed bag. What is your hand grenade this week?
Well, I thought it'd be positive because Portsmouth are not. So I'm going to say that the first 3 Toy Story films are pound for pound the best film trilogy of all time.
Ooh.
Oh, 3 of them though. That's the thing. The free. No, come on.
Of course,
Lord of the Rings is up there.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks.
I never hear enough Mighty Ducks appreciation.
Thank you.
My dad showed me them as a kid, and
mate,
yeah, I love the Mighty Ducks.
In terms of and there's nothing wrong with that, right? As a child watching that film, if you're not inspired, then you're a psychopath. But Lord of the Rings for me, in terms of the trilogy, and if you want to go like a little bit wanky, have you seen the Three Colours trilogy?
Can't say I have, no.
Check them out. You'll like it. Based on what you've said you've liked previously, you'll like Three Colours.
We've got Back to the Future. We've got Look Who's Talking 2, and Look Who's Talking Now. Just a couple of chuck in there if I can. Hangover, 3 Hangover films.
I'm not having that.
No. I'm just chucking that.
No.
I'm just chucking out a few trilogies. Godfather trilogy better than Toy Story trilogy.
The third is so
shit.
I've not seen any of the Godfather films.
Yeah, the first 2 are amazing.
What? Hang on, no. Can we just stop there for a second?
It's weird.
It's
weird that he hasn't, but
is it like you? It's sort of like you want to do it right, so you're sort of waiting for the right moment. Because surely that's like one of the first.
Yeah,
if that's your thing,
with
films, that's like quite a early one to watch, is it not?
Well, it should be, yeah, but I just didn't. We've got a bit on the podcast called Cinematic Blind Spots, and I mentioned it on the first week that is probably my biggest blind spot, is that I've just not seen.
That's
the Godfather
a good
films.
thing. I've got blind spots, haven't I, Flav? I'm gonna struggle with the horror, don't I?
Yeah, or anything sort of.
It's not. Do you know why? It's because it's not a fetish of mine. That's why.
You sure?
Why has it got to go to insults every time? Just because I like something you don't?
It's not an insult if it's factual, though, is it?
Yeah.
I don't get off to horror films.
Stop moving your arm like that.
I've heard good stuff about
Naked Gun.
Substance. No.
Naked Gun is.
Can I give you another side? Another sort of. You've watched Old Boy, haven't you?
That is on my list to watch over the next couple of weeks.
Mate, what have you watched this week? Tell me one film you've watched this week.
Austin Powers?
I watched that new film, Austin Powers is so good. I watched that new film, Megalopolis, which is...
No, hang on a second. You've watched Megalopolis, right? But you haven't watched The Godfather.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Flav. It's not ideal planning from me, but...
What's happening here? You're in the hamster wheel of the new films that you're struggling to get back.
The Megalopolis is this... it's a film that's been made... It's 40 years in the making by Francis Ford Coppola, who directed Godfather, right? And Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. 2
of the greatest films ever made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apocalypse... what's it called?
Apocalypse Now.
No, the Megalopolis.
Megalopolis, yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. It doesn't sound real, does it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I don't think I ever will watch it. But Jack has decided to watch that as opposed to 2 of the greatest pieces of cinema that have ever made, and then by the same director. It doesn't make any sense. So you haven't watched Old Boy.
Tell me of this. Why aren't you watching The Godfather? There's something missing here. It's not a blind spot. It's a decision. You've made a decision there.
I don't know. I think
fancy it.
I want you to go. I want you to go away and reflect on that. I think you really need to think about that, because when this is your thing and you're watching so many films, there's something up here. There's something up here. I don't want an answer. I want you to go have a little think. Okay, next week.
Right, so just go have a quiet minute, sit in the corner, and just think about what I've done.
You've got a week. Okay, I just want you to I want an actual answer as to why you've not watched. That's mad to me. It's like, yeah, that's mad. Right. So yeah.
Can I offer this trilogy that is better than Toy Story, but completely different? And it includes Old Boy. It's called the Vengeance Trilogy. And it's Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. Watch those 3 things. And then come back to me and talk to me about
Right, so what was it? It was that one in the Colour Trilogy, right? I've got to go, and The Godfather. I've got to go check them out.
Three Colours Trilogy.
3 Colours, that's it. 3 Colours.
Got a busy week. Right.
But watch The Godfather for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, well, no, I want a reason first. We can get this 3 weeks out of this. I want the reason why, and then we could really break that down, and then you can go and watch one, and then everyone else can watch it as well if they want to, and yeah, we'll do that. Right. Thank you, everyone. for joining us. If you want to become a patron, please do. Apologies to our patrons for not doing the mailbag this week. It's really busy.
I just couldn't. I was nearly in tears.
Yeah, I know. I was just like that on Tuesday. I didn't eat.
Jim, the other night when
I got home and fam was like, "You right?" I went, "I haven't eaten." Like the whole day. I had a fucking anyway.
I remember texting you, James, last night. I was like, I'm trying. Can we do? No, what was it? I was like, can we do 9:30 tomorrow? And then I meant 10 actually, and then 4 hours passed and you hadn't responded. You went, "Hi mate, I've got to go Shoreditch." I was like, "What? Are you going to answer the question?" I mean, I've got to go 10:46 train. All right, 9 a.m. Well, we can leave it if that's easier. 9:20. All right, okay. See you then. And I just about 10 minutes past, and I was just sitting there like.
There's 10 minutes later between those texts. Yeah.
And I was like on the sofa going, I don't know if I can deal with this. This is impossible. And then I went, mate, being honest, I just can't do tomorrow.
I totally understand.
I've got so much on. Anyway.
So yeah, we are sorry. And if that's not a reason to join,
but
I do want to do. I'm desperate to talk to you about non-football stuff because there's seems like every powerful man has got a very dark past. I think that's interesting.
What are you talking about, Diddy?
Diddy and Al Fayed and
all of them. Yeah. We're all getting it, aren't they? The list. There's apparently a list, a Diddy list, in the same way as there was an Epstein list.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised whatsoever. It's just gonna. Yeah. Anyway, that's for the mailbag. Right.
You're pretty powerful, Jim.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to get to. I want to see what's going on with you. Yeah. Some of the parties you've been to. Anyway, have a great weekend, people. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever it may be. And we'll see you soon. Get involved in the comments. Cheers. Bye.